Hi guys, thank you for watching this video and checking out M.E.N. For possible subscription. First, I wanted to start with a few things. One, I got a bloody lip the other day in training session. It happens. I mean, what are you going to do? Life goes on. So I'm making a video today with a scab over a bloody lip. Again, what are you going to do? Okay. And secondly, I just wanted to go over why I decided to create M.E.N. and why it's important to me. This journey for me started about 10 to 15 years ago. I was going through a very hurtful, painful divorce with my wife at the time. And I had started counseling. Originally, counseling was marriage counseling, but after a few sessions, the counselor pointed out things that my wife had to work on, and she came to it as a point that the issue was only me and she had nothing to work on, as if somehow she was perfect. And so she stopped going. So I continued because it was helping me, and I discovered things I didn't really know that were probably obvious to people outside looking in. But to me, I just thought my life was the way it was, and it was normal. I was, growing up, what they call a ghost child. And those that know in psychology, a ghost child is a child that kind of does what he has to do to blend in with any and every crowd that he goes or meets with. And so that means that you never really develop a true personality, true likes, dislikes. You're not authentic ever. You're just what you need to be. So that's who I was. Up until about 38 years old, that's who I was. I was just who I needed to be. Around this crowd, I was this guy. Around that crowd, I was this guy, etc., etc. And it took counseling to figure that out. And so one thing I wanted to say in this video, counseling isn't a bad thing. Sometimes you just need to talk things out with someone to go, oh, saying that out loud makes it sound really stupid. Why am I continuing to do that? Anyway, fast forward a little bit. After discovering I was a ghost child, I determined, or we determined, me and my counselor and several of my friends, that now that I've realized that I'm a ghost child, or was a ghost child, was actually a good thing because it gives me a fresh start. From that day forward, I get to decide who I am, what I am, what makes me happy, what are my likes and dislikes. See, the crazy thing for me was at 38 years old, I realized I haven't even had or chosen a favorite color, a favorite song, a favorite sports team. I left everything open so I could say whatever I needed to say to be that person that I needed to be. So anyways, I started going down that road. I said, okay, so if I get a fresh start, if I got a clean slate here, I can choose whatever I want. So the question isn't, or the question is, let me say, what do I want? Who do I want to be? So I started reading and reading and reading and researching. And through the researching, it led me to getting several life coaching certifications. And I've met several people. And I learned meditation. And I learned all kinds of stuff. And I thought, I wish someone would have revealed this to me when I was much, much younger. And I thought, well, maybe me sharing my experiences, me sharing the questions I asked myself would be helpful to others. But also because I'm not where I need to be yet. It's been on this journey for 10 to 15 years, and I'm still not exactly where I want to be, who I want to be at. So I thought I could share stuff with others, and others that have figured things out that I haven't figured out yet can share with me to build a network. A network of people where we exchange thoughts, we change ideas. We're not telling each other this is how it works, this is what happens, this is what you need to do if you want to be healthy. Now there are things that you need to do to be healthy, and there's certain truths, of course. But I think the conversation is where it leads. You need to have conversations, real, authentic conversations with each other. And I think that one of the problems that I had was I didn't ever have someone showing me how to be a healthy, masculine, strong man. And developing those type of traits have made a world of difference for me. And so therefore I decided, well, what if I made something myself? Having not being able to find a network of people that are that way, I should just create it. So over the last 4 or 5 years, I've been working on this. It's not where it needs to be yet, but it's close enough for us to actually have this network. One of the conclusions I thought, this can't be just a man-based influence. So when I made this, I decided after discussions and conversations with several people that having the female or feminine point of view on these matters is important too. So here in M.E.N, we have 2 categories or 2 subscriptions. You probably noticed that if you've gone through the website. One subscription is for the blog only. Now, if you're in the blog only, you can be male or female for the blog only subscription, and it's only $15 a month. You don't actually have conversations, but you can make comments on the blog posts that I make. The other avenue is blog plus forum, which is $25 a month, and it's for men only. Now, the reason why the forum is for men only, because in the forum we're going to talk about specific men issues or problems that might be embarrassing for men to bring up around women. Say porn addiction or insecurities or anything along that lines that they just don't want to bring up in front of women. Because either it's embarrassing or they just don't think that women will understand, or it'll affect their possibilities of finding a woman or something along that lines. So those are the 2 options. And it's just getting started. Today is, I launched on Easter of 2023, and it is almost June of 2023, and I'm still working out some kinks. But we're going to launch our first major ad campaign really soon, and I hope we get members to subscribe and we get people interacting and communicating and participating in the blogs and the comments and the forum altogether. Now, in the forum, it's important to note that I will bring up topics every week for us to discuss, and then we'll discuss around those topics. However, if you're going through something that is overwhelming, you're thinking about hurting yourself or others, or you think you're at the end of the rope, you're lost, you're confused, you don't know what to do, you're overwhelmed, bring it up. We will stop the discussion that I decided that we needed to talk about that week. We could talk about it next week. Let's deal with your issue right now, whether it's going through a divorce, whether you're sick, your mom's sick, your dad's sick, your wife's sick, your child's sick, something's going on. Let's talk about it immediately, okay? So don't be shy about bringing those things up in the forum. All right, so a few expectations of conduct. No name calling. There's no need for name calling. If you don't agree with something that someone say, state your opinion, move on, and agree to disagree. Constant name calling will get you kicked off, whether it's in the blog and forum, either one, it will get kicked off with no refund, period. We don't need that. I'm never going to tell you, or another thing, I'm never going to tell you not to include your faith, but this isn't about trying to convert people to a certain religion. So you can talk about your faith, but if someone doesn't share your faith, let it go. It's also not a political website, but I understand that political views are important to you. But once again, if someone doesn't share your political views, you don't need to call them names. You don't need to constantly argue with them. Just state your side of the story and move on. They can either accept it or not accept it. It's fine. So yeah, going back to the injuring yourself or others, any mention of hurting yourself or others will be reported to the proper authorities. It just will. I am not a trained suicide counselor. There might be some on this network eventually, but we do include in the contact list the suicide hotline and suicide prevention website. Go there. If you're thinking about hurting others, that is never the answer, and you will report it to the authorities. So that's not healthy masculinity. You don't need to hurt others to feel strong and feel masculine. Okay? Now these are just a few little things. Read through the privacy comments, the guidelines and everything like that before you subscribe. I hope you all subscribe. I hope you have a great day. I hope you enjoyed this video of me opening up a little bit so you get a better idea of who I am. I am now currently, after about the 10 years of things, I'm about as authentic and genuine of a person you're going to get. You're not going to get any games from me. I'm going to say things that I actually mean. I mean what I say, and I do what I say. Always. People can either choose to accept it, join into my life, move on from my life, or not accept it. That doesn't really matter to me anymore. So even though I was a ghost child at one point, I have healed so far that I have become unapologetically authentic and genuine to people. I'm not rude. I'm not disrespectful. I don't yell. I don't scream. I don't lose my shit almost ever. But one thing I am for sure, I am authentic and genuine and pretty masculine. I've developed a pretty healthy masculinity in my life. I think if you ask my friends, they would say the same thing. Anyway, thank you for watching this video and listening to this video. I hope you have a great day.